In Kenya, the government provides free education, but there are costs. There's costs in terms of school uniforms, school books, stationery, etc. And a lot of these costs for kids in rural communities are prohibitively expensive and they can't go to school because of that.
There are two schools around, maybe 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers difference. They are all public schools. They charge levies, which most of these kids are not able to achieve. They are total orphans, either they're staying with their grandmother or grandfather, who is totally unable to meet their basic needs. So he cannot afford to take them to school when he cannot afford to have a meal in a day. Verity supported us to buy the piece of land. Then we started putting temporary structures on the land. Those temporary structures started supporting us to teach the kids. We were required by the government to register the school officially as a school. So we did that some 3 years ago. We don't have qualified teachers, so we've been appealing to KenyaEd to see whether they can try to mobilize resources that could support us to start hiring some teachers. We don't have basic equipment like laboratory, we don't have library. So you find our kids, like in high school, they go to examination not having seen even a test tube or a Bunsen burner.
KenyaEd is very flexible. Because we're small, we can make decisions a lot quicker. We can definitely work with the NSMIS a lot closer, and rather than imposing our view on what education should be or healthcare should be, what does the community feel like it should be? And I think that's what makes for sustainable aid, is a really high level of community involvement. We could have come in and built a school and said, well, here are the uniforms, here are the books, kids need to turn up at this time. But without NES's input, we wouldn't have realised that the kids are only going to achieve the success that they've achieved if they have food. A simple solution to make our school one of the better ones in the district is to give them a meal every day. That is a key ingredient to KenyaEd's success, is that through an NSMIS and that trusting partnership that we have, he's able to drive the community involvement that keeps things going strong.
So far 17 kids have graduated Year 12 and all of them have gone on to further study.
There is a young man, Raiden. He's missed out on the primary education that the government has given him because of his age, and he's had to look after family and things, but then he's come back and he's finished his education and now he teaches at the school and he's inspired to do more for his community.
The most inspiring thing that I have had is to have my long-term friend who dropped out of school to have come back to our school, and he was able to sit for examination last year, because now this guy is able to go to do any diploma course. I think that's what inspired me most, that I've helped my friend whom we were with in the same class many years ago and who had lost hope to get some hope, who did not have a certificate, to get a certificate for high school.
I would love to see a school where all of those kids are going on to some sort of further education. I'd love to see a school where we can pay our teachers a really great living wage. We have a volunteer teacher there, Lucy, who's volunteered every day for the last 10 years. It's mind-blowing that she would contribute that to her community. If we could turn around and support that community with a fully fledged school, with a great building, with science facilities and books to give these kids every chance, they will come back and they'll change that community. And I think that really is how you change a country for the better, from the grassroots.
Thank you, KenyaEd, for supporting our school.